All right, so today we read Numbers chapters 22 through 24, and lots of interesting things going on in these chapters. So, in chapter 22, the king of Moab is fearful because he sees Israel conquering the other nations, and he calls for someone he knows that does divination and asks him to curse Israel to protect him and his country. And the guy that he calls comes, and then there's a funny scene where the angel of the Lord, I guess, reveals himself to the person's ass, and the ass is terrified and keeps turning away, and the guy riding his ass gets Balaam gets mad and smites his ass, or hits his ass 3 times, and then God opens up the ass's mouth, and the ass is like, "Why are you hitting me?" and and then and then God reveals the angel to Balaam, and Balaam is also terrified. So that was a pretty funny journey that he had. And I guess the angel of the Lord was trying to stop him from visiting Balak, the king of Moab. And then he he warns him, "I can't do anything if it's against the Lord's will." And then he goes and meets with him, and they build 7 altars and do 7 offerings, or 7 sacrifices, burnt offerings to the Lord. And it doesn't say much about the backstory of Balaam. I don't know where he learned to do the sacrifices that it seems God taught Israel, but maybe God also appeared to Balaam and also did that, and maybe they call it divination, but maybe he's just very close to God. Maybe he is a godly man, it seems. Because in other places in the Bible, it does say that some people who are doing divination are not doing it of good spirits. They're actually channeling evil spirits. So, very interesting. And then they do that 3 times. Balak takes Balaam to a high place, and they do the same thing, the 7 altars and the 7 sacrifices, and then Balaam goes to seek God, and God keeps telling him the same thing, but gives him a little bit more information each time, that Israel will be blessed, and that he can't do anything against these people. So it's kind of funny because Balak just keeps thinking that it's going to change every time, and it's not. And then he just keeps complaining that you're blessing them. But we'd love to hear what stood out to you from the reading today, what you're thinking about, if you're inclined to comment, and looking forward to continuing our study. I hope you have an amazing day.